Today I'm challenging myself to build multiple different LEGO Star Wars Geonosis MOCs, going all the way from $1 to an absolutely massive $10,000 build. So without further ado, let's get to building. The first battle of Geonosis is probably my favorite Star Wars conflict, as it has everything you want in a Star Wars battle, being the scale, really cool terrain in this dark orangey medium nougat color scheme, cool different canyons and spires. It just makes for a really awesome LEGO build. Starting off first with the $1 Geonosis build. To keep this build in budget, we must use as little pieces as possible, but we still need to get the point across that it's from Geonosis. To do this, I want to build a small vignette style build using snot bricks and dark orange and medium nougat slopes, tiles, and plates to create this small circular section of the desert terrain, with just enough room to put whatever figure you want on top, whether that be a clone or droid. I want to build two different versions of these, one with a dark orange border and the other with a black border. This is a great cost-effective way to capture whatever type of scenes or environments you want to build. I especially love these types of builds as they remind me of some kind of board game or tabletop element. Our next build will be a $10 Geonosis build. For this, I want to capture a section of the Geonosis arena that we see in episode 2 of Attack of the Clones. I began by adding these tan wedge plates to represent the ground floor sand of the arena. Then I want to add one of the pillars in which Obi-Wan, Anakin, and Padme are chained onto. To capture this pillar-like shape, I want to build this long structure using snot bricks and extra bricks and plates to build up the foundation. All these pieces inside are relatively inexpensive, so this will work perfectly. Then added a bunch of dark orange curved slopes all over the sides to really give that pillar aesthetic, and added the top to complete it. Of course, we need to add some figures to this build to make it come to life, so I put Anakin fighting off two sand red battle droids with a Geonosian flying over the top. I truly feel like this type of build would be an awesome LEGO set in the future, especially just getting something from the Geonosis arena would be truly special. Now, this next Geonosis build, you're only going to need this acclimator set that's actually on shelves right now for about $50. A handful of white studs and 4 16x16 plates with dark orange on top for the terrain, as well as a few cylinder pieces to represent the Geonosis spires. And you can create your very own Battle of Geonosis MOC on a different scale for only about $70, including this set. This scene represents the very early stages of the Battle of Geonosis, where the acclimators are landing the clone troopers represented with these white studs onto the battlefield. My wonderful wife actually gifted me this acclimator set the other day, and I have to say that I really love it, and I knew exactly what I wanted to do with it. Just goes to show you don't have to make things minifig scale to make it cool. Now it's time to go even bigger with a $200 Geonosis MOC. For this build, I want to create a scene inspired by Republic Commando, where you have a crashed gunship being overrun by Geonosians. But luckily, some Republic Commandos have come to save the day. For this build, I want to add a whole gray base plate using dark orange pieces, and added a variety of different terrain sections to make it feel like it's crashed in a canyon of Geonosis. Now, of course, we need a crashed gunship, and luckily, I have a custom one here from Brick Vault. Now, this can range from like $150 to $200, and if you want to build any other cool gunships like this, go to brickvault.com and use the code TSquad15 for 15% off any of their amazing custom ships just like this gunship. And to give it a crash look of this gunship, I actually took the bottom and the doors off and added them all around the build. Now that the crash site is complete, it's time to add all the minifigures to the MOC. As the clone troopers of the crashed gunship fend for their lives against the raid of Geonosis warriors, two brave Republic Commandos come to save the day. I really love how this build turned out, as it really feels like a mission right out of Republic Commando, with all the Geonosians swarming all over the place, really giving the Republic Commandos a tough time, way more than we actually see in the movies. Now it's time for our biggest MOC yet. That will be a $500 build. I want to build an epic all-out scene between the clone and droid forces. To accomplish this, I began by adding 3 base plates of terrain and the previous section we just worked on to make it even bigger. Then added 2 ATTEs, a large Geonosis spire, a whole army of battle droids and clone troopers. This is a nice medium scale build that is large enough but doesn't take up your entire LEGO room. that you can do if you want to showcase all your clones and droids fighting out on the sands of Geonosis. Now it's time for my $10,000 biggest LEGO Geonosis MOC I've ever done. This took me 8 months to complete and is a total of 30 gray base plates with over 100,000 LEGO pieces, as I tried my best to truly capture the scale of what we see in Attack of the Clones, with hundreds of Phase 1 clone troopers, Jedi, 4 ATTEs, gunships, fighter tanks for the Republic side, and hundreds of custom Sand Red battle droids from Clone Army Customs for the Separatists, with a wide variety of custom vehicles that we see on the battlefield. This MOC consists of vast hills and rocky portions of the terrain that we see from the Geonosis landscape in Battlefront 2 2017, as well as vast open plains that we see in the movies. One really cool Easter egg of sorts I included in this build is this large mountain that I built using studs not on top technique, where I created this doorway that actually leads into the Geonosis arena that is based on the Star Wars Clone Wars video game from 2002, which shows Mace Windu and other Jedi sneaking into the Geonosis arena to rescue Obi-Wan, Anakin, and Padme. This game growing up was a childhood favorite of mine, and I definitely had to include it in this Geonosis MOC. The portion of the build I'm probably most proud of is this hill section that slowly leads down to ground level, and it's very tedious process, but I feel like the final result using all these wedge pieces and tiles really creates this really cool look. The most challenging part of building just such a vast amount, especially for Geonosis, is the ground terrain. Since what we see in Attack of the Clones is fairly flat and doesn't have too much going on, especially when your building is mostly using small 1x2 and 1x1 pieces to create the entire base plate. One day I would love to go back and build different sections of Geonosis to this scale, whether that be a massive droid control ship area where it lands inside the ground, or even the Geonosis arena itself, because I have way too many dark orange pieces now that I could ever use in anything, so definitely want to go back and build something even larger in the future. As a kid, I always wanted to try and build this, and I am incredibly blessed that I was able to build this epic scene. If you want to know more about my step-by-step process of how I actually built this MOC, check out this build series I actually did a couple of months ago showcasing the entire process of this large-scale LEGO Star Wars MOC. And that is the $1 versus $10,000 Geonosis MOCs. I hope this video shows you that even if you start small with even like $1 MOC, you can really still capture some amazing things with LEGO. It doesn't always have to be a $10,000 build. Even though those are awesome and fun, try to accomplish whatever scale works for you in your part collection at the moment and make something awesome. I hope you enjoyed, and let me know down below what other planets or battles I should build next.